Alrighty, welcome back to Stationeers. So last week we went through the process of sealing in the base and making sure, I thought I deleted that, making sure that we were able to upgrade to live. So I did that. I did the terrain, or the update to the terrain update, and found a relatively decent place to set the base. Now, it is still floating, kind of, in places, so I did bury the back half. Ooh, encoding overloaded. So, as you can see, my atmospherics room is full of dirt, so we get to do a little bit of mining in our base. But we are officially updated to the live update, which means I will promptly get lost outside because I have no bearing on where anything is. But one of the neat things about this is the fact that solar panels are no longer capped to 500 watts, and I checked that, and with my current arrangement I will easily double my power, so we're good. And tell you what, it took me a lot of time to it took me 7 iterations to finally get where we needed to be with the base and loading in all the stuff. So we're doing pretty good here. So I had a problem. The first thing was where it deleted all my air canisters, which, you know, having only one small room to breathe in, that sucked. So I had to bring all my canisters over, so I might have to spend some time and update to the new, whatever new canister system. And let's see, another thing is that crate that I've got bolted to the floor over there was also being deleted, so I left that. And that can probably be removed at some point, but it's yeah. All in all, I'm pretty happy with how it did eventually turn out, and I kept tweaking the position of the base until it was relatively acceptable. And I did, as you can see, manage to find a way to partially bury it. But I am on the bottom of basically a crater, and couldn't really get it into the side of a mountain too easily. So here we are. But I'm not going to complain too much because we finally did it. Now I don't know how much. Oh yeah, I don't think I deleted any gas since I had it convert everything over. All right, let's see if there's any. I don't see any floaty particulate matter. I think we're good. Let's see how's over here, looking good. Over here, under here, good. Okay, I think we're doing pretty good. Maybe inside the tank. Very good. And I think everything over here was smooth. So yeah, we are back up to snuff here. I did end up deleting the trader that was sitting out there, but all in all, I can live with that. Okay, so one thing I probably will want to do at some point is tablets. Get those updated. Not tablet. What's the darn name? It is a tablet. Did I misspell it? Oh, interesting. It's a tool, but I wonder if it is maybe from here? Okay, it is from here. So if I had gold, I could actually make a tablet. Okay, anyway, so I don't actually have anything quite planned out yet. So I don't know just how...
Oxygen low.
Alright, I guess 45 is where I gotta go with that. So we get to explore. Get to explore live now. You can probably turn this guy on too. Pay less liquids. Liquids could be good. Wow, 40 megapascals in there already? Jeez, I need a storm. So, yes, stairs. That's probably something we need to go ahead and check out. Give me some iron. There we go. Might as well throw everything out. Oh, that was silver that I saw anyway. So I don't have any gold, so that is one thing that I will have to go and find. We'll do stairs and... I will do 2 because I think that's what I'm going to need. But considering everything else, that's not too bad. That's acceptable. There we go. What's this? Oh, a stairwell probably. I can do well enough staring off into the distance on my own. Okay, there's that. All right, think we're good to go outside. Whoa! Yeah, I forgot about that chunk of iron that just mysteriously hanging around. Okay. So I will walk this back. Back to the T-junction. I'll call that good. So, what I'm thinking about doing here is maybe making this right here kind of the main platform to jump up onto. You know what? We could yeah, I think that's acceptable. And that blends right into the dirt, so that's great. So of course it's disappearing, but I'm in Rose Valley, I think is what it is. And I managed to plant everything in a good solid location. Even the batteries over here aren't too badly buried. So I can make a little divot in the dirt and we'll be good there. Took a while for that atmospheric calculation to catch up, I guess. So we'll there we go. That looks good. So there might be a few tweaks here and there, maybe putting some legs down so it looks a little bit more acceptable. But other than that, I think we're good. So do need more frames to connect that. And well, actually I could probably undo those dang it. Do those frames. So I got the ladder here, that works out okay. Almost need another ladder over here. But I got more real estate up on the roof if I want to do something with it. Maybe make a second level. I don't know. This is where the pipes do wonky things. So Fun times, fun times. But here we are. We are updated. So, yeah, and as you can tell, power is 0% of a problem now. um, Interesting that there's air flowing over here. Okay, so, yep. Nope, get in there. Okay. So, I need some frames and some sheets. Level that out a little bit so it's a little bit more manageable getting in here. Need at least one. But I'm happy with that. We just unloaded all the biomass, it looks like, or something. I noticed that was on. That was on. Okay. Steel. Into here. Auto lathe. Steel frame. We'll go ahead and just make 10 sheets, or 10 of those. And the nice thing is we're starting to build up our oxygen pretty decently, which is good. So at some point maybe I'll straighten that up, fix this, bring those down, pop the top, make it smooth on top. Anyway, something. But a little bit at a time. Yeah, there we go. Power savings. That thing I think pulls 100 watts, whether it's doing something or not. This thing pulls 100 watts, probably same bit. And then I think this only pulls 10 when it's sitting there idle. Of course, the active vent's 100 or whatever. So, oh yes, and I've got the automatic. The automatic. Oh, I'm happy. So I'm officially updated. 1 liter. 10 liters. Okay. There we go, 7 liters. That'll work. That valve is in a very weird spot. Oh, I see. Okay. Yep. Alright, I just saw the gray. Looked a little weird. Oh, there's a minuscule amount of CO2 in here. How cute. Oh, sheets. We need sheets now. I'll print off 20. Don't really need that many. But it'll get us where we need to be. I could probably move that a little bit. There's some reorganization. Oh, look, there's frames and sheets already. Didn't need to do any of this. Oh well, they will be used. It's not like they're going to be wasted. Nitrogen and carbon dioxide. Oh, that's probably coming out of the green. No, why would that be coming out of the greenhouse? It'd be oxygen coming out of the greenhouse. Nitrogen, CO2. What's the source? What's the source? Huh. I don't know. There is one little oddity, though, that it's unfortunate. Whenever the... I think it's whenever the filter kicks on and it starts pulling out of here, it momentarily drops the temperature low enough for the... Yeah, you can see it's like 3 degrees. Low enough for this AC to kick on. So this thing just twitches all the time. Not necessarily great, but whatever. I'm also kind of... I don't really understand the pressure, why it's so high. Oh, well, nah, I really don't know. Because this thing is obviously set at 80, but I got 86 in the pipe, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to struggle too hard to figure it out. But I will go ahead and drop this frame. There we go. Nope. There and there. There we go. And we can probably fill this out a little bit. Since I got to work on this, so. Okay, try to do this without falling. Yep, I kind of wondered when that would happen. But that's the beautiful thing. I don't have a power problem anymore, so I'm not going to worry too hard about it. There we go. Of course, I got these all sealed up. I don't really need to. It's iron sheets. Yeah. Okay, so there's that. We're looking good. So one thing I could do is start pushing the trader out a little bit. Start working on a bigger platform. A 5x5 I think is in order. That wouldn't hurt too bad. And all that fun stuff. And I could bring in some of my auto tracking code. So we got pretty good battery here. Now I don't know if these are going to be a problem. I almost wish you could do like a Space Engineers type thing, where I could cut off this one frame holding it and scooch stuff over and reattach. But alas, I'm not going to worry too much about that. Yeah. So I think at daybreak I might go and do a little exploring. One thing I do need to do is find gold, but maybe I can actually work on making the stellite too at some point. I might be pretty close to that. Waste tank caution, let's fix that before I forget. How embarrassing that would be. I am happy. So we will drop off the extra stuff. Of course, we got our insulated liquid pipes. Okay, what's in here? That's just my charcoal. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I already made stellite. Yeah. Stellite. So, astraloy. This. What do we need? Temperatures aren't even a thing. Okay, that's fine. So I've got that very, very, very easily. So let's see. I wanted more battery, which I did. I got the 3 large batteries. I'd like to do a little bit more, but I'm not too worried about that. Stairs got that. N2 into the greenhouse. I'm still on a temporary arrangement with that. Okay, so we need 1 copper to 2 steel to 1 cobalt. So in this case, cobalt is probably going to be, I take that back. What's going to be my limiting factor is copper. So I need to find copper. Steel, I probably should make some steel too. So I need 100 copper and enough to make a batch of steel. I think we're good all around. Okay, so having said that, I have no idea what lies around. So we're going to find out. There's some copper right here by the base. And let's see just how... Well, it still sucks. I don't necessarily want to put a big old giant hole right on the floor next to the base. I don't like how delayed that is. Oh, wow. That gets occluded by the mountainside real quick. I think they changed how the mining worked or something. Whoa! Maybe it's how the terrain is tracking it. Because I mine a lot faster now. Which is kind of scary, given me and my faceplant mining abilities. Okay. It's a little statue to coal. That lead, it's lead. Gold. More copper. I wonder if it would be worthwhile with, yeah, you know, I might go make some blast charges if I have the ability to make some. I do see some silicon up here, so oh god. That, to be honest, was quite ridiculous. That was weird. That was weird. Why I got sent flying backwards, I will never know. Okay, so I've got enough coal. Okay, let's leave that. The blast charges, I think, would be a very good idea, though. Did I pick up silver? I must have. Yeah, let's run inside, make some charges. Feel like they'll actually be a little bit more productive now than what I was getting before.
Hunger caution.
Oh, I'm getting hungry. Okay. Alright. So far, I will say that I like how easily... Oh, I don't have any gold. That's the limiting factor there. Which, guess what? I got gold here. So we can make that happen. Oh, I am so sick of the cough. Give me my iron. Thank you. Iron's what I need. Alright, just waiting on the gold. So, it's fully automated too. I can just chuck stuff in here and it'll process it. It's great. I don't mind spending a little bit of electricity. How are we doing over here? We're good on temperature. We have no gas. We have very little gas. How much do we have in here? Well, we got a fair amount. How many? 7 kilomoles. Well, let's crank this up a little bit. So I am obviously dumping a lot of temperature into the system. But I also want to put some extra working fluid in here. That'll be great for when I actually have to load the system down. I'll have more thermal inertia to work against. Try as I might. This is actually pretty cool, all things considered. Well, I'll leave it there for now because we don't want to overdo it. And besides that, the gold's ready. Gold is ready. Now, I did watch a video where a guy used a overpressurized canister to do the mining, and the other thing that he noted was that it pauses the atmospheric simulation, which I don't know how I feel about that. It kind of makes me feel dirty for that regard. And
hydration critical.
The other thing that confuses me about that too is why a overpressurized pressure vessel would do so much more damage than a literal pack of C4. That one really confuses me. Bread loaf 71% to 60%. Very, very nice. And it's high quality. I don't know if it gives you a mood bonus. I don't think it really does, but bread is beautiful. Okay, we're not seated. How am I doing here? Good on oil. I'm not going to worry about that. How's our wheat? Our wheat has seeded. Now, before I make the next step here, okay, there we go. We now have 30 wheat seeds. Okay. There you go. We'll do that. Now, plant the rest of the wheat. There we go. And then some flour. No. Thank you. There we go. Okay. That's enough for a loaf of bread. So, switchgrass. The switchgrass is for volatiles, which I don't have a problem with volatiles at the moment. Sugar cane. How am I doing on sugar? Doing okay on sugar, so I won't even harvest that. I'll wait for the cocoa. Potatoes. I think we're in good order here. We are in good order. Now before I have... What the heck was that? Before I have too much going on here. I can deal with that. Let's collect. There we go. Wait for this one to print off, and then grab the next one. And then this is for the... Can we label this? No, of course not. Of course you can't. You can paint it, but... Okay. So we got that. I got that going. So now let's go outside as it gets dark, which is always a beautiful time to go mining. Luckily, That didn't look very impressive, to be honest. Okay, I see it sucking in. I guess I... Okay, it looks a little bit more... oh, yeah, from this angle. Okay, those are settled down. Let's drop down and get what we can. Are you kidding me? So that trick doesn't work anymore? That trick doesn't work anymore. That's discouraging. Alright, so I've got right here enough for steel. Okay. Ugh. And then over here with some copper, that's... well, there's gold. Gold's not bad either, but it was copper that I wanted. Which is somewhere around here. Is this where I was? No, it wasn't. There's gold. Whoa. I feel like there's copper around here. Maybe right here. Gold. Copper. Whoa, okay, that was a little bit closer than I wanted it to be. It's disappointing if you can't pull in the... oh, there you go. There's this... You know, I need to look at my waste tank, see if that pauses it too. Because that's not overly helpful if it does, to be honest. Unless the old mining drill trick worked, then that'd be a different story. But have we stopped sucking already? I don't see any more lines. Last thing I want to do is get sucked in. Well, yeah, so... okay, so if it's running, which is a problem... if it's running, it's a problem. But it'll work. Okay. That's terrible. I do like how there's a copper oxide color. Wow, that took forever for that to catch up. Got almost what I need. I'm not feeling this. Interesting. My waste tank is not filling up when I do this. That was interesting. Okay. Fascinating. Ooh, there's some turbulence in there. Okay. So, playing around with the atmospherics here. Oh, okay. Now it worked this time. Interesting. Okay, so we've got the steel, we've got the copper, got the cobalt, gold. Sure. I know there's a bigger stack of gold somewhere around here. Ooh, careful about. Count that. Okay. Okay. Alright. Maybe back up just a hair. Waste tank, not processing, not processing, not processing, not processing. So there is a delay. Boom. Okay, that's not very good. Now, if I were at the center of that when that started being very violent, would that be a problem? I think that probably would be. I think that very much would be. Well, that was it. Oh, that's pathetic. Okay, well, hang on here. Okay. Okay. Do I have to... Okay, now it's... Okay. So... The staring at it with a drill trick isn't foolproof. Okay. A hitbox thing? Must be a hitbox thing. Because I just... Oh, there's another one. Okay. That is very strange. Very bizarre. Very, very bizarre. Okay, so... Fascinating, fascinating. And what do we got here? We're already about halfway up as far as pressures go. I can turn that off. So let's go ahead and make... let's make the steel. Because it does specifically state steel. Not reagents for steel. Okay. Should give me my steel. So 200 grams, 50 copper, 50 cobalt, right? Now let's look at our... we want 30 to 40 megapascals with 1 kilocal. We're kinda...
Waste tank caution.
We've got... Ooh. Okay, we got a little bit of NOS in there, so as soon as I put the cobalt in there, which I think has volatiles, that'll combust and bring the temperature up. Okay, I think we're alright with that. So, in that case, let's... 1 cobalt, 1 copper, 2 steel. So that's 100, 100, 200. Make sure I don't have the lever down. See if that'll suck in. It's temperature... Well, it is off-gassing the steel, so... Now, as soon as that cobalt goes in, I think I'll be okay. You sucked it up, right? Okay, here we go. Temperature's going up. Pressure's going up. Hopefully pressure goes up enough. Temperature goes up enough. Okay, we're there. There we go. There we are. We have our astroloy. Hey, good evening, Tuver. I am off of pre-terrain beta. I am on the on live. So, well, probably melting the steel would be more accurate, but it was taking energy out of the system. And let's see. I guess, was that the last required? No, I think I need waspalloy still. But I can at least make hardsuit jetpack. I think we might be good here. They did mention it. As far as the harm suit coming to live. Let's take a look. Yeah, it is here. It is here. So that's cool. There's that steel I was looking for. Alright, so let's see about upgrading. Hard suit. Jetpack. I need Waspaloy to make the jetpack. But I can at least make the hard suit and the helmet. Hard suit helmet. There we go. Yep, that will be good. Hopefully that will help with my temperature problem outside. And then I can start diving into different fun stuff. Maybe actually putting a living area that.
Power low.
Oh yeah, I did use a lot of battery. Mining at night like a special case. Oh yeah. Hey, let's get rid of that waste tank. Okay, there's a hard suit and a hard suit helmet. Now Waspaloy, I know it needs high pressure. Low temperature, high pressure. Okay, well that's at least that's atmospheric temperature, so that's good. So that's not too bad. But it has to be in an advanced furnace. So maybe I'll just make one with a passive vent. Maybe that's what I'll do. Silver, nickel, lead. So it is 1 silver, 1 nickel, 2 lead. Let's look in my backpack here. So with more lead, let's see, 1, 1, 2. So right now 1, 1, and we'd have to get another 20 lead, and we'd be able to do that at atmospheric. Okay. Alright. Cool. Let's see. What's another want? Another want would be a weather station. From the electronics printer, iron, gold, copper, steel. Okay, before I make a mistake and detonate a mining charge in here, let's get these in the bag. Okay. That would be just my luck. Iron, gold, copper, steel. I die. Thank God for push to mute. What was I? Weather station. Copper. Got the copper. Okay, weather station, that'll be handy. Give me some kind of warning. What are we doing here? Temperature's going up because of load or because I put a bunch of hot gas in? Nope, not even that. How are we doing down here? Looking pretty good. Blow more in here. What I got this set to? 4900. Very beautiful. Very, very, very beautiful. So is that okay? Is that storm or is that dawn? Or some other part of the day? I don't know. I'm ready for a good storm, that's for sure. So with the weather station, I will need a CA housing for the chip, for the weather station chip. And then what about a flashing light? That'll work. Oh, I'm happy. Void Ventures. Actually, that's another thing I should do is probably work on the pad there. Flashing light, because I would like one of those. IC10. Gold. I don't have enough gold. Well, I got enough gold here, so. Running out of room. Let's see. Yellow. Yellow flashing light actually works perfect for what I want. It's going to be on the main network, I guess. Where can I plug this in? It's not going to be a problem. How about right here? That seems like a very good spot for that. And trying to figure out where a good spot for oh, oh, you know what? I could do that for data. Yeah, that'll work. There. Because I'm going to have the weather station plugged into the main network. Which does mean that if for some reason I lose battery, I'm going to not be able to read the weather station, but that's okay. Chip, waiting on gold, right? Yep, waiting on gold. There it is. Okay, so while that's going, we can... Alright. Before I forget to adjust to that. Clear. Define hash weather station. Make a weather station and grab the prefab hash. Okay. All right. Define H light. Flashing light. Define optionally a display. Oh, there's a whole lot of more modes. That's awesome. That is super, super awesome. That is very nice. So mode 7. Medium. Okay. I'll just define that and keep that in mind. LCD mode. What did I say? 7? 7. 7. Okay. We can grab that chip. Chuck it in there. So we will load batch R15 weather station. Next weather event time. Let's see, mode. Mode. Average. Okay. Set greater than 0. Right, and then the next thing would be what is it? Next weather event time. Next weather event time. And then we would oh, hang on a second. Set greater than set batch H light on is equal to light enable. Probably not a problem to go ahead and just write to the display here. No, actually, no, wait a minute. I got a better idea. Branch greater than, or branch equal to 0. R15. So if there's no storm, just jump back to main. Otherwise, we continue on writing to the chip. Now, the good thing about this is it will show how long the storm has lasted, so I can see that. Okay. LCD mode. Oh, that'll work. That should work. And then there's a yield there. Set it. Good. I think that's good. Do that. We can export that. Turn that off. Make sure there's actually something written to it. And we can, you know, just thinking this light might do good to have a define a name hash weather. Yeah, so name hash WX. Just to make sure that we don't pull in the if I've got other devices on the network. That would be bad. There we go. Just because I like the abbreviation. There we go. Okay, that looks good. Now we can export that again. That's better. So now I just have to set it to WX. So, flashing light. Guess what your name is? WX. Okay. That'll let me know if there's a storm incoming. Okay. So, what I need to do now is make some heavy cable because that's the next thing. And maybe a display. Oh, it's console, right? I don't have the iron for that, so heavy cable it is. Iron, I could very easily just chuck that in there and it'll be happy. And depending on where I put the weather station, this is how much cable I need. And I think I might put it out over top of where the pollutant tank is outside. Which I still got to figure out what I want to do with that. And I don't know if the cabling is going to be a nightmare over there or not. I imagine I'm going to need at least 15 of these cables. What did I want to do? Oh yeah, console.
Hunger caution.
I'm pretty sure it's console, so we're gonna find out. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that'll work. That's not good. It's not really a good place for this. I should you know what? We're just gonna do that. We'll name it what? WX. Weather. Funny enough, I'm not actually turning that on. I should say 0 second. Alright. We'll see. Okay, weather station. Let's go try putting it upstairs. See just how much finagling we've got to do with that. And then, yeah, I think... Woo! Yeah, I think I'll just put it like right there. And I think that'll be sufficient. Cabling. Yeah. Cabling might be fun. But let's see. Weather station. Oh. I could actually power it from a different circuit.
Hydration critical.
So that's data. Phooey. That is... Ha! That is terrible. Let's see if I can even finagle this. I mean, we love spaghetti here. There we go. Okay. Don't know how much of a problem this is going to be, but... Okay, so at some point I was considering... using a portable. Okay, weather station. This, let's bump it over at least. Oh yeah, parts. Parts might be good. Okay, what do we want? Welding torch and 3 plastic sheets I do not have on me, so we will not be doing that. I need more gold anyway, so let's... I forgot, gravity sucks. Don't do that. I did find out the hard way that will make a big bang. So that's the crater of not really any gold. I think there was some gold right here. Probably also not very much gold. Well, there's some lead. I could consider grabbing that. Did I go up and over the ridge? There's some gold. Gold and silicon. That's pretty good, actually. Oh, there's another pit of gold right there. Good. Woo! I am sailing. There we go. Now my other crater ought to be... Yep. P? Okay. I'm kind of disappointed in that. Okay. There's the crater. That's some cobalt right there. The hitbox don't like the hitbox. Oh, frick you! Really? Really? That was just asshole. That was 100% asshole. Well, that's one thing I don't like. That's staring at it with the mining drill doesn't do the trick that it used to. Well, okay. That's sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. What? Why? Where? When? How hard? It's got to be an FOV something. Holy, sailing down the hill, Batman. Okay. FOV, 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 FOV. Didn't I need that? Doesn't help. Doesn't help. Doesn't help. Great. Oh, come on. That was just a little under me. That's stupid. Okay. Okay, this is ridiculous. That is just ridiculous. Okay, one thing that I did want to do, however, was to get some lead. I didn't need that much. Just needed a little. So, is there any lead in there? Nope. Oop. Jeez. Wow, that was a massive pressure hole. I think I need to work on the atmospheres just a little bit. Alright, well, I don't know. The next bit, I might try doing that overpriced pressurized canister bit, just to see. Well, yeah. I don't know. It's frustrating. Okay, that should be enough. Enough lead. Why am I not using my hard suit? That's a good question. Got too distracted by ooh shiny. So, 50 lead. So I've got enough for my waspaloy. So that'll work. Let's go inside. Transfer stuff over. Eat, drink, be merry. Okay. Oh, that's literally just my locker of shame, so.
Hunger critical.
Yeah, I know. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. %. I literally had a slice of bread and it was enough to satiate my hunger. I was darn near starving. Okay. Okay, next bit. Hard suit helmet, space helmet. Light off. Lock helmet. Of course, we shouldn't be too surprised that that's what that looks like. Okay, EVA suit and hard suit. Gas canister, waste canister, life support, carbon dioxide filter, and other filter. There we go. Okay, we will put this there. We will put this there. So now, okay, temperature. Do that. Pressure down. I have it set to 45, I think. There we go. So I think I should be happy with that. There we go. Cool. We're there. That should help. Close that. Something's grumpy. Something somewhere is grumpy. So first things first. Let's check all my pipe meters. Okay. None of that. None of that's grumpy. Is it, oh, okay. Sounded kind of far off, so I wonder if maybe it has something to do with the furnace outside. that is possible. Well, no. Wouldn't be that. Not that. Kind of toasty in there, but it's not that. Okay. Not exactly sure where that nitrogen and carbon dioxide is coming from. That part confuses me a little bit. Okay, alright. Well, I did my... I don't know if I'd call it my due diligence, but I checked that.
Waste tank caution.
It's not you. Definitely not you. Certainly not you. These guys shouldn't be that big of a problem. Am I overcooling something here? No, it shouldn't be. That shouldn't be a problem. Nitrogen and carbon dioxide. No? Okay. Alright. Okay, so... hang on. What's the temperature of... Huh? That is atmospheric. Hang on a second. Is there a... Hang on a second. It's acting like a ruptured pipe. Right? Because that's 464 with carbon and nitrogen. Yeah, so it's acting like I have a ruptured pipe. Okay. I don't necessarily see a rupture. Well, there's some steam right here. So this network isn't a problem. Nothing. Then poop 40. No, oh, we're well above. What? We come up to like 1 megapascal. What is going on here? Hang on. We go up to like 1 megapascal and it shuts off. What is... Okay. Well, there's a mystery to solve, gang. What do we got? What would be pulling in atmosphere? I mean, what? Because this is the line coming in for the air conditioners. Yes. The base is okay. Alright, well, let's take a look. You're not empty. You're not empty, so it wouldn't be that. I mean, I got liquid in the pipe, but that's not the problem. I am thoroughly and utterly confused by what I'm seeing. Because this looks like it's atmospheric composition, roughly. But that's not the problem. This pipe right here is... So that runs... This is the input from the Stirling. Okay, well, hang on a second. Well, I mean, it does... The O2 comes out. Maybe that's what it is. Where's the oxygen come from, though? That. So does this kick... Because it's the only idea that I've got. Is that this thing kicks up to active. And it blows the waste out. It's the only thing I can think of. Nope, but it's not doing it. So it's not this guy. I don't understand that. What is going on? Am I like generating gas from nothing? Because what's the other? The other options are these and these, which they should be shut off. And over here we've got the carbon dioxide filter. What? Okay, and then another option is hang on. Do you kick in? Wait, damage at 19. What the heck is going on in here? Hang on. Hang on. See if that lights up when this goes up. Okay, we go to vacuum. And then it kicks up. What? Why? Okay. Alright. Okay, so at the edge of the base, over that way. Let's take a look. Let's take a look, see what we've got. This isn't making any sense to me. Okay, so we're dealing with like right over here. So, okay, well, what I'm going to do is probably put 2 frames in and see if that fixes that. Oh, what the heck? Glad I caught that, because that could have been a problem. Could have been a major problem. Alright, so what are we dealing with here? Should be this one right here. Right? Okay. Alright, let's see if that solves whatever weird leakage we've got going on there. That'd be nice. Okay, find 1 piece of iron. Okay. Let's hope that fixes it, because that's annoying. Yeah, because whatever it's doing to create just random pockets of gas. I think this... Pipe network, empty. We'll see if that cures the ails. That's frustrating, getting weird stuff like that. Okay. So, waiting on a storm, which I didn't realize, or I didn't think to. I kind of reset the clock, so I might be waiting on something. Well, now that I know this is solved, let's go ahead and drop some gold in there. There we go. I need the gold for the heavy cable, so I can wire up the weather station. Okay. And that is fine because that is just pulling the 0 degree gas off of the gold as it's being processed. Okay, cool. Alright, that's good. Now, advanced furnace, that might be something to think about too. Advanced furnace. Gold and silicon. I've got the silicon. I will have the gold. Which reminds me. Weather station. Building it up requires... oh, just 3 plastic sheets. Easy enough. Got that. Volume pump. Volume pump. Okay. Portables connector. We'll throw that over here. Logic I/O, logic switch. Okay. It's too bad that's not an advanced furnace. Is that a passive vent? That is a passive vent. Do that. And some of those. That'll be perfect for what I'm trying to do. Of course, I'm going to need also cables. Advanced furnace takes steel and electronics parts. Yeah, steel sheets and electronic parts. Got the steel sheets, need the electronic parts. That's just one, right? One. Okay. Electronic parts, which needs the gold. Waiting on that. And this will give me my waspaloy very easily. Atmospheric temperatures. Guess that is a perk of Venus. Once I got the waspaloy, I can do the jetpack, which will help me carry more crap, which is always necessary. Oh, I'm happy with that. $15 megapascals. Give me my gold. Gold takes forever. What we got in here? Cereal bar. Really, the network analyzer and the tracker are the two biggest things here. I do want to play around with the atmospherics kits and getting a different way of cooling. Now, I don't know how much I really need. That's the other thing. Because once I start making the water, which I'm pretty much to that point, I will have 2 phase change systems. So I'll have the pollutant to take it down to cryogenic temperatures, and then water to take it the next step. But I still need an air conditioner in that range. I could actually put lights in here too. I think I might even do that. Electronics parts, advanced furnace, and lots of heavy cable. That will do. Yeah. Then we make the waspaloy. And it won't take... It will not take that much. Now, if I remember right, lead actually has volatile in it. Am I thinking that right? No, it's nitrogen. It has lots of nitrogen. Oh, it does even have... It has some NOS in it, too. That's kind of interesting. I'm not actually handling that gas. Oh, whatever. Get the weather station up and running. That'll help me know when a storm is running. I could turn on that mixer valve as the storm is running. My goodness, that takes forever. Yeah, but I definitely should... kind of want a maintenance walkway somewhere. There we go. There's that guy. Okay. Eventually, I should make a stacker for this setup, so... I don't know. I gotta figure out what I want to do with this room. Maybe I'll assimilate it into the greenhouse. Got the atmospherics room down there. Which I'm thinking that it probably would be prudent to have frames or something instead of walls, for the simple fact that if there's a problem and one of these tanks blows, that's going to just a colossal amount of pressure. That could be a problem. And do they actually have, let's just say, a composite door? 300 kPa. Okay, so a blast door. Okay. So technically speaking, I could use a blast door and have unlimited pressure capabilities. Okay. So, first things first, let's get that weather station up and running. Okay, welding torch. There we go, got the weather. That's the power. Oh, yeah, we did not connect. Okay. Green light. No Beano. There we go. Okay, so there's no storm in sight. Best I can tell. Good to know. How much is in here? Now, one thing it could do is hook, since this is all... Ooh, that's actually a thought. I could come out here and just simply plug it into here, and it will get... Yeah, there we go. I figured out what to do with that tank. Brilliant. Now, as far as the Waspaloy furnace goes, we may want... How do we want to do that? I could just... Yeah, okay. I think I'm staring at the back of it. There we go. I think this this'll work. Okay. There, perfect. And literally, boom. Now, input, output.
Hunger caution.
I think that's good enough. Okay, Waspaloy. Which is 1 silver, 1 nickel, 2 lead. 1 silver. 1 nickel. Two lead. I don't know if that really can actually pull in much
Hydration critical.
faster. We'll give it a try. There we go. One silver, 1 nickel, 2 lead. Okay. Now it's just waiting on the pressure. And I don't think temperature is actually going to be a problem. As long as it's above 400 Kelvin and below 800, which we can't get above that really in this configuration. I got a 30, does it? No problem. What a deal. Oxygen's a little on the low side. Well, I guess while it's doing that, not to be forgotten, but we can run inside, change out the air tank for one, and grab a bunch of pipes. Yeah, let's do that. Then we can pull the pollutant inside, get rid of that tank, and move on to bigger and better things. And quite frankly, I could probably even eat and drink. Let's see. So, frames, sheets, plastic sheets. Let's throw that there. Throw that there. But let's pull this out. That should be more than enough. I'm almost tempted to use one of these. Wow, that's got some wicked damage. I think that's good. We'll eat and drink real quick. Not gonna spend too much time off gassing my body. Just enough. We're start with this. I do like how effective the loaf of bread is at feeding you. It is just awesome. A little bit of flour goes a very long way. go. Brilliant. Let's see. Cocoa seeds. Now that I can get behind. Or get in front of. Or something. Yeah, this is still going. So, cocoa seeds. Cocoa seeds. Cocoa seeds. And then we harvest cocoa. Harvest cocoa. Harvest cocoa. So, cocoa seeds go right there. Throw this in the reagent processor. And then we've got not a lot, but we got a little. Okay. Start and suit.
Oxygen low.
Good. Alright. See how that's going. Still slowly but surely. Okay. And for this guy. Now, there is a problem with this. In that that's only going to work when the valve is on. Oop. Don't you fall into the crack. Yeah. Not exactly sure how I triggered that to kick on, but maybe because that's just slightly warmer. Oh, that's good. That gets that started anyway. My goodness. Why'd I do that? Will you... Jeez. Maybe I should have put an active vent on it.
Power low.
I mean, we got the pressure, or... Yeah, we got the pressure there. Don't have... Or, well, not the pressure. Very easily could have the pressure. Oh my goodness. This... will take a while. That's okay. It's okay. Ooh, look at this. Now, I kind of like seeing this because... Oh, right. All those batteries are hooked up to the solar. Because that means I'm not pulling off of these batteries. So whatever little pittance of wind I get actually contributes. So, yeah, I forgot that all of those batteries are now hooked up to the solar. The solar, the Stirlings, and the generator. Come on. This is just... I can't believe how long this is taking. Genuinely cannot believe it. Okay. Well, how are we doing up there? Can't tell. Can't tell, but I can look at this. Alright, well, the temperature there is higher than what is in the outer atmosphere, so I can suck down the pollutant pretty well. Alright. Well, while that's slowly doing its thing, we can go check the pollutant tank. Yeah, we got lots ready to go for the water. So, pollutant tank. Temperature's coming up. What do we got? Got 65 liters down here, and then it's got 100 liters on this side, like 70 liters on this side. So it's a fair amount. I'd like to take that a little bit colder, but the problem is I can't go below 8 degrees because this pipe has carbon dioxide in it. So going nitrogen would be good for that. Then I don't have to worry about the pipes freezing. Volatile would actually be good because it's got a better heat transfer, specific heat. But of course, the problem with that is if that ruptures, then it's terrible. Pollutant, yeah, that's bad, but at least your base doesn't turn into the 7th circle of hell. Okay. There we go. So we are going to load this system down with a lot of extra heat. So you'll have to do some work. But that's okay. That is entirely okay. Wish I could see the gauge better. Do I have an active vent floating around? That would be nice. I do not. Probably print one off. Or, well, I mean, I could borrow this guy. I can borrow this guy. But I do need to print off regular cable then. Yeah, I'll do that. Just to try to get that filled a little bit faster so I can move on to the next step, because I really would like my jetpack. Do. Okay, that is enough cable. All right. Let's go ahead and just turn that off for now, because not doing much. And then you set inward. I gotta go the long way around. That's fascinating. It does cool down. Oh, no, it doesn't cool down. I was gonna say cool down a degree. But I'm remembering the temperature of the pipe, which is not the temperature of the atmosphere. Okay. Now, this being set to 50.7, I cannot blow up these pipes. They'll sing. I can't blow them up. I don't think that's actually helping. Well, yeah, it is. Two. Wow. Just for fun. I don't know if it's worth the power that I'm throwing into it, but... So, whoop. Waspaloy. 50 megapascals. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're getting there. We'll get there. Yeah, quite frankly. $225. Whatever. Exciting. Waiting for things to happen. Okay, we're getting there. One thing I do have to be mindful of is if the... Okay, the temperature's almost about maxed out. I don't know how much the advanced furnace can literally take. It starts taking damage at 60, 0.2 megapascals, like pipes, or if it takes a little bit more than that. But the temperature... Oh, right, yeah, because it's singing. Yeah. Wow, that stopped it dead. Okay. Alright. There's my friend. So that word. Let's see. Smaller increments. So let's increase by 1. Probably, quite frankly, what's it gonna do? Oh, there's some NOS in there. That's... Oh, 105 megapascal. That's pretty impressive. Why is it going in? Oh, it's going out. Why is it not? I don't know. Well, there we go. Whoa. That'd be the NOS burning off. That is quite funny. There we go. Ah, that was cool. Alright, so we got our Waspaloy. Alright. No big deal. No big whoop dog. Pressure close to external target. Oh, it's because it won't go... Oh. Why, you stupid piece of junk. Oh, whatever. Okay, and then what? Grinder, take off the sheets. Nope, hand drill. And then a grinder. Wrench, wire cutters, that get those electronic parts out of there that way. That's how you do it. And boom. So I got a second one if I ever want it. I'll just leave that. Who cares? Alright, so we got our Waspaloy. Let's go inside. Yay, Waspaloy. So that means jetpack. Jetpack. More jetpack. And that must be burning off charcoal. Yeah, look at that. We dumped it. Let's take a look here. What we got? I need that storm. Okay. Do. Charcoal. Charcoal. What do we need? Backpack. So go ahead and throw that back in there. Passive vent, active vent, stairs. Insulated pipe, that's alright. Electronics parts, sure. Advanced furnace, we can throw that right there. There we go. Yay. Yay. Excuse me. Okay. There we go. Okay. Fire 6. Brain. Where's my brain? Right. Want more pipe utility. Let's see, this is going to be the oxygen, right? Now the mix, I have concerns about that as well. But at least for now, that shouldn't be a problem. Oh, fascinating. So the iron must have come from one of the things I chucked in the recycler. That's okay. Alright, yes. Okay. Backpack. Backpack. Steel is still in there. Hard suit, not backpack. Woo. Hard suit, jetpack. There we go. Jetpack to the rescue. Now the other one was the sensor lenses. Inconel. Now Inconel, what do I need for that? Just a very, very, very precise control on the pressure, which is easy enough. And we've got what? 2 gold to 1 steel and 1 nickel. So I need gold. I don't think I need a bunch of Inconel. But I need gold. Open this up. Let's put the propellant in there.
Jetpack critical.
There we go. And we will swap these out. There we go. I think the thrust is a bit excessive. That can probably go down to 30. Oh, right, and that was for the charcoal. So I'm actually going to drop right here. So that makes more sense. Put it closer to where it's going to be. All right. Good. Good. So gold. We need gold. I am going to try out that canister bit. Gonna try it out. Because I'm not, well, yeah, I'll see how the simulations go. Let's do that. So what's supposed to happen, the way it's supposed to be, is you have a, there we go, gas canister. Gets filled up by an active vent. Sure, we'll just do that. I think I got enough pipe. And actually, one thing I could do with that, just do that.
Filter low.
Actually, nope, I take that back. I don't think I can do that. Let's, okay. For science, let's see if you can actually, oh, you can, okay. I didn't know if you could actually do that. So if we set to inward, the idea is that you just overpressurize this and throw a canister in there and then just chuck it in the hole. So I gotta figure out which hole I need to chuck this into. That's gold. I think that's also gold. This was also gold. A stack of coal. Alright, so this particular one right here, we're going to try it out. See if it's any darn good or not. We're going to keep an eye and see how long the atmospherics goes away. The simulation. I don't want to do it for that purpose. You go tell this is singing. Actually, that's probably good enough. Then the idea is boom, boom. You see that it's taking damage. I'm going to throw that down there, and it makes a big boom when it blows up. Wow, that was actually pretty good. Atmospherics. You see my waste tank has stopped filling up. 514, 514. That's actually a sizable amount of time. A very ridiculously large amount of time. And that hole caused by a canister was so much bigger than a blast charge for mining. Now that... Okay, so I could actually harvest all the ore that's in there very easily doing that. Okay. Whoa! And you can see it just resumed and stuff went psychotic. Which is to be expected with a gigantic, massive crater like that. Matter of fact, if I jumped now, I would probably die a very horrible death. Has it settled down? I don't know. We're about to see just how freaking... Nope, it's still sucking. Hey, humongous crater. I am going to do that, though. Just in case. Are we still sucking? Are we done? I don't see any streamers. I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we're good. We have settled down. That is a redonkulous crater. Holy crap. That is... Wow. Okay. Okay. See, that irritates me. That irritates me. Okay. Okay. Well. Alright, so that went... That is ridiculous. Okay. I don't have a problem with the cost of mining charges, but they should be at least that effective. Jeez. Alright. Okay, so I like that, like what I gathered from that guy. So let's go ahead and do, well, actually, it's probably overpressure, this way. Is this the hole? Right here. Okay. And I'm going to run in there as soon as it detonates. Okay. And taking a risk. Okay. That wasn't as big of a crater as I was expecting it to be. That. A little bit of gold. Okay, so if I wanted to do 100. Let's see. So I need 100 steel. No, wait, 50 steel and 50 nickel. Which I think I've got that. I probably got that floating around. That's funny. I used my waste canister. Oops. Okay. Alright, you guys. So steel. I've got a stacker floating around. I can use that to divide this. There's the stacker. And throw that in there. Set to 50.
Hunger caution.
There we go. Let's pop that open and spit it out. There we go. 50? No. Wait a minute. No. I only 25. What am I doing? Right? Oh, no. Yep, 50. Half. Okay, there we go. And then just the pressure. So with that in mind, let's run inside, de-stinkify, all that fun stuff. Okay, and put the jetpack there. Cool. How we doing on the wheat? Actually, I'm not. You know, I'm not really gonna bother with that. The cocoa. How am I doing on the oil? Yeah, I'm doing good on everything. Actually, I think I'll just kind of leave it as is. Now the.
Hydration critical.
Oh yeah, fine. I could probably consider another round of switchgrass, just to make sure that I keep processing. Part of the my goodness, I think the loaf of bread is going to decay before I can eat it all, which is fine. That's a good problem to have, I think. So what I will do is go ahead and harvest the switchgrass. Okay. If I'm correct, I've got all the seed I need. So we throw that in there. And then go through the process of harvesting the switchgrass. Very good. Boom. There's 100. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Dang it. Okay, well, I guess I'm going through the sugarcane as well. I guess the other part to that is I need to make sure that I have the seeds. So we chuck that over. How are we doing on sugarcane? Sugarcane, we need 2 seeds, so that'll work. There we go. Whoop. Do that, and then what we'll do is sugarcane seeds. We're full. Check that in, which of course is going to back it up a little bit. Let's see, soybean, I do need to get the seed from them. And wheat, nope, wheat is good, cocoa. So soybean, I do need the seed. Alright, so soybean for more oil. And soybean seed. We're almost there. Very good. Fern seed, we're good. Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy with what I see. And I am no longer stinky. Okay. I guess we can go through the process of making some of that ink canal. So let's empty this sucker out. Probably actually just chuck that in there. Okay. Let's go ahead and drop that there. Okay, let's go make some ink now. Whee! Blow me down. Speaking of which, can I see the light? It's still green, so we don't have a storm come. Well, of course I wouldn't have I'd have a flashing yellow light over my head. So we're actually pretty much there. So first things first. Steel. That's not 50 grams of steel. 50 grams gold. 100 grams gold. 50 grams of nickel. So now we need the 23.5. There we go. And we have our Inconel. Alright. I'm thrilled. I'm happy. Yeah, there we go. Now we can have our sensor glasses. And maybe do something cool with it, but for now, I think we're good. We're golden. We're awesome. We're sweet. Psychedelic, man. Okay, now what do we need for the sensor lenses? Steel and silicon. Steel and silicon. Guess what? Steel and silicon. Bam. Right in the kisser. Now, is there anything else? Now the harm. Hastelloy. Don't have the Hastelloy. Now, from what I understand, the Mark II tools don't really offer much extra. Now, let's see. I will need that. Waspaloy. That's the one I needed. Iron and electrum. There's the electrum. Iron. Ironically, I don't have any. Or, well, I probably got some over here. Let's print off a canister so I can go get more iron. Oh, the irony. Okay. Actually, ore scanner probably. Oh, good. Doesn't even require it. All right. Oh, storm incoming. About freaking time. MES. I wonder if a demolition charge would be more effective. Okay, so then there's this guy for all the fun we can have. I don't know quite how fast it chews through the battery, so one thing I could try doing is, let's do this. So let's turn this off, turn this on. Let's see how fast this chews through the battery. See if this is an acceptable methodology. That's, I mean, it chews through the battery, but it's really not that bad. Okay, yeah, let's get a wireless battery. If I can afford it. Large wireless. Oh, steel. Okay, we can do that. We can steal it from there. There we go. Very good. Very, very, very good. Okay. Alright, so that goes there. What do I got? I've got 10 minutes before the storm arrives. Okay. So, let's... Ooh, there's a bunch of iron right there. Bunch of iron right there. Holy cobalt, Batman. Copper. So this right here is a phenomenal amount. Alright. So I will do my... Now I don't know if it has more energy, if there's more air in the canister. Might be a good question. We can try it out. Yeah, there we go. Yep, yellow. Alright. So now we can do this. And the damage is definitely rising fast. Oh my god, yeah. More. Yeah, okay, so definitely more pressure in it, more a little concerned about what I'm dealing with here. I don't necessarily want to be in here when it blows up. Okay, I'm gonna back up, get the heck out of Dodge, just in case. But that was a huge hole. So yes, more pressure in the canister, bigger boom. Good to know. I mean, that makes sense. Makes very much sense. Okay, there we go. Simulation resumed. God only knows what those ores are doing down there. I can probably turn those glasses off because, yeah. It's good to know that weather station I don't see any well, they're hanging out, so I think we're kosher. So, okay, so that's a very effective method. Now, I wonder how long it'll be before they alter that a little bit, but, I mean, that's a mining charge, man. That is a mining charge. You know what? I'm going to actually grab the 2 canisters and maybe chuck them in the recycler. Might give me a little bit of fun to play with. There should be a third canister floating around. Actually, that's probably the one that went whizzing by my head. I'm cool with that. That's helpful to know. Absolutely helpful to know. Oh yeah, I've got two canisters here to add extra volume to the space. Oh. Yeah, okay. Well, that beats nothing. Alright. I'm very happy with that. So one thing it could do is probably go through this a little bit. Let's close belt. There we go. Found the belt. Lots of lead again. Well, not really lots of lead, but some lead. There's some copper. A little bit of gold. More lead. Okay. Deal with it. I can deal with that. Feel like I need to start monitoring the hard suit like that. This is just getting too much over here now. So 3 minutes, no, 4 minutes, I will have a storm. Which is good. Which does mean that this sucker is going to be getting taxed really hard. I almost feel like you need more volume in you. Oh, I could stack the nickel too. Oh, good deal. So obviously not going to run outside in the middle of a storm because that would be bad. So what do we have? Molecular weight 375 10. Wow. We're golden. We are golden. So first things first, let's cut that valve. Maybe transfer some over there. It's going to take a while for this to cool down. As soon as that goes live. Now, again, part of the concern that I have is the pressure coming out of this pipe, so. But I did add an extra pipe segment. I eventually want to put a pipe meter on it. Oh, yeah, it's going to be troublesome. Do I have a pipe meter? I probably don't have one printed off. Pipe analyzer, not a meter. Okay. Because one thing I would like to do is to... Oh, wait a minute. $10-watt PID controller. Now that might be helpful. I'm going to go ahead and pop this open. Okay, 40. We're going too high. That was part of the problem. That was something I was concerned with. Wow. Yeah. Okay. 3 liters. Wow. Yeah, definitely need that pig controller. Yeah, there we go. The feed pipe here, 23 megapascals. That's not too bad. Okay. There we go. There's the storm. Alright, these are coming down slowly but surely. And we are 1 minute into the event already. I love how there's illuminated pixels past the end of the display. So, okay. Well, that's kind of neat. You can tell that there's a storm out there. Don't know how I feel about it looking like it's in my airlock, but at least it's not in my base anymore. That's a plus. Cool. Now, how are you handling the load? Phew. You're doing okay. How are we doing over here? We're doing really good so far. Pressures very, very respectable. Temperatures are about 50 degrees above ambient. Doing good. Moving water over. Actually, I wonder at this point if a instead of volatiles. How do I want to do this? Let's walk the volatile pipe back. Ooh. Okay. Alright. And then this thing, we want... Can I do a liquid to gas? Yeah. Alright, let's... Yep, there we go. Gas there, liquid on top, and we can exchange that. I wonder if that would be helpful. I don't really know, but I'm willing to try. Okay, and let's just do a regular old pipe. Regular old pipe which I don't have any just sitting here. Because I shoved it in here. There's the iron. Liquid pipe. Yeah, actually, we'll take one. Pipe, liquid. Liquid pipe. Just one. That's all I need. And do that. There we go. So that'll hopefully bring the temperature of the water itself down, the steam down. And then the little balancing thing here. So maybe this will just expedite the process. And I will take this back pressure regulator. I want to take this up to, you know what, I'm going to take it up to 20 megapascal. So the purpose of that will be it gets us more thermal load here, or thermal inertia. You can see how it is actually creeping up. So it's running away, which means this is working hard. That might be a problem. I'm going to be royally PO'd if it's killing my plants. What? Why is this cell? Okay, well, as long as it's not actively saying that this is... Okay, so it's not saying that this is outside. It's just this airlock. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe something designated as an airlock is... I don't know. Alright, well, let's put some nitrogen into this canister and crack it open. Okay, let's see. If it's 488 seconds, I will be sorely disappointed. But that does mean that I will not have emptied that out. Okay. Looks like I pulled during that whole storm about 3 kilomoles of volatile, which means it should have been like 1.5 kilomole here of oxygen. And I'm assuming it's 2 mole plus 1 mole is 3 mole of... Is that how it works? Or is it 1 mole? So would I get 1 kilomole out of that? Maybe that's how that works. 488 seconds. Yep, exactly. The exact same duration as a Mars storm. So, well, that's conclusive. Alright, how's our temperature over here? Still 16 degrees. That's not too bad, all things considered. I turned off that mixer, right? Yep, mixer's turned off. So I officially exceed the capacity of a single H2 combustor. And I gotta, yeah. Maybe I'll work on a PID controller eventually. And we're loading the system down now. How are we doing? still have liquid. We still have liquid. Actually, I have a lot of liquid, but the pressure's coming up. Yeah. Overall, I think we're doing pretty good. Pretty good. You're only 40 degrees on the out here, so I mean we're dumping a lot of heat. That's good. That is good. G-U-D, good. Oh, right. Wanted to get nitrogen into the greenhouse. This is taking forever. But what did I say? If I said 1 kilomole, if that's actually what I get, that should be about 20 liters of water.
Hunger caution.
I really need to put a pipe meter on that pipe as well. Maybe, well, I already got one on that. Do I have enough for another meter? Iron and copper. Well, copper's easy. Very easy, as a matter of fact. And let's just chuck that in there, get rid of the damaged ore. Make a pipe meter. And this system's working flawlessly. I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that.
Hydration critical.
Yeah, I know. I am also just roasting in my suit. Okay, pipe meter. I almost feel like a couple of these would be good. For a couple different places here and there. We'll try it. But I'm very happy with how things turned out here. Let's see. Surprisingly, I can do this where a cable is, so do that. That we already have a meter. I wanted to check. Let's do this and nope. Do that. There we go. That's good. What are we doing here? Okay. There you go, that worked. And you will just crack you open.
Temperature critical. Temperature high.
Yeah, blasted up my, that was a spicy meatball. There we go. Now, that AC should be running a little bit more religiously. Or is it going to be doing the... Yeah, okay. So the way that the atmospherics are handled through either passive vents or something like that is screwy. Oh well. Can't have everything all the time. 12%, so I can eat one more, but I don't know if it'll last. That's okay. That is okay. What do we need? I think I want to do one more row of ferns. And I may actually transfer the potatoes over this way and do a row of potato back here. Let's see, there's a whole bunch of other crops that I could grow too. The tomatoes, pumpkin. There's a whole plethora of crops left. Strawberry, blueberry. One thing I would like to find, get my hands on, would be a darga fern. That'd be great. Cocoa. We're thriving towards fruiting. Okay. We don't need wheat seeds. Sugarcane's going. We need the soybean. Oh, speaking of which, that brought the nitrogen up 4%. That is okay. That is perfectly okay. So I'm trying to maintain 50% oxygen in here. Maximum is the idea. But I also have, the temperature has to be down in here far enough to pull that out. Carbon dioxide is being added by a pressure valve. So when I pull out oxygen, the pressure in the room drops, the CO2 gets pumped in, and a trace amount of, well, pollutant and nitrogen. And nitrogen I'm just bringing in with a canister when I need to. For now, it's not ideal, but the only thing that's consuming it is the 5 soybean over there, so I got a lot of time, really. So I'm not too concerned with that. But looking good. I think I'm hearing a sound effect, which I don't know what the sound effect is. Okay, there we go. And that would be a perk of having the base pressurized. I might be able to chase it down. Now that might be the H2 combustor that I hear. So we're finally coming down on that. Pressure's still pretty nominal here. Temperature came up, of course, because the storm stopped. So we're actually just like literally 2 degrees above ambient, which you can't get much cooler than that. This, I'm a little, well, it's still breathable. And I'm kind of thinking, well, yeah. Because you're pumping more O2 apparently to cool it down. You just have to pump more. So I would love to super cool it, but since I'm attaching it this way, that's a problem. So what do we got here? We got 15. Yeah, okay, so 800 some mole. What's still in the pipe? 200 mole there. And I got an excess of O2, which is okay. I'd rather have O2 than volatile coming back. Okay, so, yep, okay. So I did the math properly. So I should get 20 liters out of that haul. Okay. Now, maybe I'll work on the AC system to, yeah, now it's starting to run away a little bit. What do we got for, well, I mean, we still have lots of liquid to evaporate, so that part is good. see that the pressure is getting excessive. And you can see that it's climbing up here. The problem I have is that it is condensing. It is condensing because of the pressure and the temperature range. So I might have to... Let's do a condensation or a... Yeah, so condensation valve, I believe that's what this is. So allow for the removal of liquids from a gas pipe into a liquid pipe. Liquids to pipe in one. Oh, so it's a valve. We can do that. That way I don't burst the pipe from that problem. So pipe valve. Okay. So we'll do... We will go ahead and let's do it this way. Condensation valve. There we go. So I need an insulated of each. Insulated that and insulated that. Okay. It's a little silly, but this should take the liquid out of here, or at least keep it low. May not take it out all the way, but it ought to let the liquid drain back into the liquid side, and if the pressure is getting too high, I'm going to try and equalize it. That's the idea here. I don't know how hard that can push. 3.7.
Power low.
Okay, so the stress is going down, which is good. Good. It's just flowing through here. Actually, the heat exchange isn't doing too much. We're still moving 20 kilojoules of that. Now, I now do have more room that I could actually put more on there. Now, however, the issue is going to be that I need to recondense it, so I'm pushing more here, and that's a problem. Well, wait a minute. I'm at the upper range here, so I'm not going to be condensing anymore. Not until the temperature starts coming down. So this would perform better if this system performed better. So that might be what I do, is rework the cooling to try to optimize it and get more going. Okay, we're almost empty here. Which I really need that PID controller. So let's write that as a note for the next time too. So I want a PID controller for the turbo pumps. I want to rework the AC. Use my massive blast mining powers. And what else? Now, canisters. This is something that I want to... Yeah. Canister. Okay, so... Alright, that looks... That's cool. Alright. High volume gas canister. That can be kind of handy. Insulated canister package. Yeah, okay. Okay. So there's not really much there. Can we actually do the high volume? Okay. High volume gas. Oh yeah, jeez. Should have saw. There's no recipe. But that's new. For sure. I can actually look to see if there are any recognizably new things beyond the PID controller. And I know the small vending machine. Now, phase change device. Yeah. It's a consideration. The good thing is I am making plenty of water. Do I want to go to heavies or just stick on mid? Jerk. Yeah. Carbon, medium. Let's do that. Silver and Constantan. Silver. Constantan. And iron. So I need one for me. And then we're into filters. Adhesive insulation. Okay. Throw that there, throw that there. Okay, looking good. Throw that there. And we're back to being stinky again. Okay. So let's put stuff away for the night. Run inside and call it good. I think we're, yeah. So definitely found a new method to mining. So that's good. Wish the blast charges were that. Now, I'm fairly certain, actually, you know what, it made more sense to turn that so I could see. But I'm pretty sure it's this system. Well, yeah, okay. Alright, before we finalize it, let's just make sure that we don't have a problem. Or, well, we have a problem, but do we have a major problem? Is it going to make me regret choices? So, stress is good. Pressure's going ridiculously out of control here. 5.5 megapascals. That is... yeah, we're having trouble. Now, will it exceed? I don't know if it will. I don't know if it will. And this is obviously not really condensing anything because the temperature is out of range. So this air conditioner right here is unable to keep up through the chain of command. Okay. So on this side we may have an issue. But that being said, I don't know if it'll actually exceed that. I guess we'll find out, won't we? But at least it's not going to sneak up on us because it's going to be noisy from the greenhouse. Back to singing pipes. Gotta love it. That's okay. Yeah. Oh, yes. That's the other thing I wanted to do, of course, is more plants. And is the switchgrass ready? The switchgrass is ready to harvest again. go ahead and do that. Call it good. That sounds like a plan. So, I apologize. This is going to be a slow week as far as the Venus goes because I had to work yesterday, which is why there was no stream. Well, I work every day. It's just I had to work after hours. Fun times. So there we go. We got another batch of volatiles in the cooker. All right, real good. So yeah, so we made some progress. We tried out the new changes. Not exactly happy with the mining drill, not necessarily picking up the ores, because that made it really nice, really easy. Maybe that'll be addressed, but we'll see. So anyway, color there for the night. So I would like to thank everybody for watching, and we will catch you next time.